Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're logging in. As usual, let us know where you're logging in from. And yes, my name is not Christian Gingras or Tammy Sellers. So nice to have you guys here. What a wonderful trip I've had up here in Toronto. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about that because I've been really observing some really, really interesting stuff. And it comes down to one thing. Everybody, guys, at this event that we're doing in Toronto, Tammy and Christian have been so gracious. Everybody's magnetically attracted to them. Everybody's following them. Everybody wants to be on their team. And there's one reason that I see about this is they're so helpful. It's unbelievable. And they do it without expectation, guys. And that's the key to your success. Everybody who joins a network marketing organization, number one, they're looking for community and they're looking for help from their people and their sponsors and so forth. And that's what resonates with these two people. They've been in the industry for well over 25 years. They've been with the same company for 18 years. And the amount of information that they're going to share with you guys today, I want you to understand the information that you take today, you can now be that person that helps your team and your downline. And if you don't have a downline, as long as you're here, you're going to learn the key skills to be helpful to other, because 99% of people, when they join network marketing, guys, are looking for help. That's why you guys are on this webinar. You're looking to increase your skills, right? Now, when you transition, which is just a small mindset in your own mind, from going from being the person that's looking for the help to the person that's more than willing to help, that's perfect. And guess what, guys? You don't need to know everything. Just as a personal example, a lot of people think that I'm probably the most technical person in my company relative to running a software development company, but nothing could be further from the truth. If I don't have the answers, I use the right resources to find the right people to get the right answers for everybody. And that's why you're on this webinar, guys, is the information you learn today is going to give you enough to shift your mindset. And it's all about prospecting today and being helpful with people. And that's really the difference. Listen, obviously, Chris and Tammy are highly intelligent people, but they're no different than you and I, except for the fact that they're extremely consistent. They're extremely knowledgeable. Okay. When they joined Got Back Up, before even looking at anything else, they learned the product well. They asked a lot of great questions, and now to turn themselves into leaders with Got Back Up as well. So anyway, guys, let us know when you're logging in from. It'd be nice to know. And in just a moment, we'll introduce this phenomenal powerhouse team up here. But yeah, that's the main takeaway, guys, is every little training that you're on, you can become your own rock star. You can become your own leader, and you can absolutely do this. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to bring this wonderful, amazing couple up to the stage here. Hi, Chris. Hi, Tammy. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing wonderful. Thank you.
We're having an awesome time.
So to both of you, thank you for such an amazing event here in Toronto, guys. This can be duplicated anywhere. We were expecting about, it's a small launch event of about 30 or so people, and over 60 people showed up, and the energy and the vibe. And it's simply, guys, because they're so helpful with their teams that people just magnetically resonate to them. So again, the key is if you can study and learn the system, study and learn the marketing that you're going to learn today. Today's all about prospecting, right, Tammy and Chris?
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Cool. So yeah, listen carefully, and they're just a wealth of knowledge. Like, I mean, this type of knowledge they've paid thousands of dollars for over the years, in failure and success and everything. So again, from the bottom of my heart, Tammy, Chris, thank you for everything that you do, guys. We're going to replicate what happened in Toronto all over the United States, and listen very, very carefully to this training. You're going to love it. I'll turn it over to you guys, and I'll see you at the end of the webinar. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Thank you so much, Joel. Thank you so much, Joel. Tommy, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. We're just having a blast here. It's been exciting and a huge honor to have Joel here in Toronto, Canada. The team is excited. They're on fire. Oh my gosh, our event was so successful, and a lot of people brought guests, which is exactly the subject we want to talk to you about today, is the prospecting aspect, because that's what we all need to be doing in the field. Connecting with people. That's what it's all about. And the more people that you connect to and build a relationship with and get them to see the big vision of what we have, the faster your business is going to grow. And we're going to share some great ideas with you today.
Absolutely. First of all, I just want to welcome everybody from Ghana, everybody from Canada, everybody from the United States, everybody from London, Malaysia. And I know there's many countries that are popping in, and I'm sorry if I don't go specifically in different states and provinces, because folks, there's so many of you coming in from all over the world. And Tammy and I really believe in the collective learning, because if everybody does well, and this is what I love about the business model of God Backup, we'll come back to that a little bit later, but it's the kind of business model that everybody does better when we help each other. So there's such a benefit from helping each other. And folks, as you are building your teams, and Tammy and I have been doing this for so many years, and I know sometimes people tend to want to create a fence around their organization in fear that other leaders may steal them and things like that. Folks, I'm telling you, people want to be close to the fire. And if you are actively supporting, you're actively involved, actively training and helping people. And what I mean training is, you don't need to be a professional, as you'll say, in learning all the mechanical aspect of the technical details of God Backup. Folks, I spend 95% of my time working with people on the basic, what we call money-making activities on how to build a business. Not so much on the technical aspect, because technical aspect, once you share someone and it's set and forget, literally. So there's not a lot of technical knowledge required here at all. So if you think that this is a showstopper for you, you got to stop that right away. Because I'm telling you, and we were speaking with Joel, and there's so many great ideas on simplifying things, even simpler for people as they start installing the software. So keep that in mind. Now let's shift gear here on what we want to talk about in reference.
As you share the slide, Chris, just quickly, I just want to expand on that, because I'm not a tech person, and I followed the videos. When you watch the video, stop and start and stop and start and follow the process of setting up the system, because once it's set, it's automatic. So if I can do it, honestly, anybody can do it. So I highly recommend to leverage the tools. We're always saying leverage the tools. It's there for you to learn. So if you take the time to do it, you'll see yourself how simple it is.
Now, a little bit of protocol here, folks. As we are sharing the information, this is not a long training. Prospecting, it's a very simple training, but very, very important. And feel free to interact in real time. If, let's say, you have questions or comments or anything like this, I try to address all of them. And from time to time, we might miss a few. And if that happens, just feel free to repost it again. And sometime I'll actually bring some of your comments so for everybody to read, because you might be hitting something right on the nail. Okay. Now, prospecting mastery, you need to understand that there is a series of trainings that we do. It starts with the invitation. It's like when you meet someone for the very first time. You don't get into discussing children and marriage on the very first date, right? Even before your date, before you actually invite someone to a date, if you understand the context. There is some kind of chemistry that's happening before all of this is going on. That's the prospecting aspect of things. That's what we want to talk to you about, which after that leads to the invitation. And the invitation will lead to a follow-up. And the follow-up will lead to different stages of follow-up, like third-party credibility and validation and so forth. And then it gets into, okay, now how do we get someone started? That's a success cycle series that we're talking about. So it's very important, as you begin, what you think about expands. And that's probably been one of the biggest topic that also is sometimes the biggest challenge Tammy and I have mentoring people. It's the mindset, what they think they're capable of and what they think is going to happen. So what is your vision? I know I'm telling you that without a shred of a doubt, and I know because we've lived that lifestyle of income, the black diamond, this is our target. But we know for us to be black diamond, we need to have a lot of diamonds within our arsenals of personal leadership with that we brought in on board. And the diamonds needs to have a lot of the gem tier leadership all the way down to the precious metals. So the fact is, folks, never fear aiming high. The higher you aim, the more chances that you will have to reach that target. And even if you don't reach it, you'll be much further than someone who doesn't aim for anything. They just like often I use an expression, a leaf in the wind. They just go with the flow. So it's very important that you envision what you want. Tammy and I are aiming for the black diamond. So what is your vision? What are you aiming for? Start with that. And then as you start doing your activities, it will reflect the vision that you have.
And you might be thinking that, it's easy for you guys, you've accomplished a lot, but we started just like all of you. We understand the basic foundation. Vision boards, what you envision are the possibilities. Don't think about today. You have to think about the future, right? And when you see something that you become emotionally attached to, like a bigger house, putting your kids through university, maybe a nicer car, whatever it is, that dream vacation that you never been able to accomplish, put it out there. Even if right in the moment you don't think it's possible, put it out there, because a lot of things will line up for you to make things happen. So don't ever let who you are today stop you from what you could be tomorrow. And that's something that Chris and I have always worked on. So my big question to all of you is, are you still sitting on the launch pad? Because I think a lot of people come into our profession and they think they need to know everything before they get started. No, you're going to learn along the way. Okay. So get out there and that connect with people, find out where people are at in life. I always talk to people. I just naturally get out there and talk to people. It's amazing the conversations that we have with total strangers to friends within, you get really good at it over time, but it's amazing the friendships that you can build. Anywhere you are, it doesn't matter. You could be on social media. You could be belly to belly. You could be standing in line at a bank. You could be standing in line at a coffee shop and have a conversation with somebody that will lead to them having a look at it. Because I'm telling you, everybody right now is looking to make money. I can tell you that. They might not say it when you first connect, but everybody is nervous in today's world. Everybody is looking for to make some extra money. So I like to lead always with opportunity, but I feel the temperature where I'm at with the people. So we're going to share some scenarios and stuff, but get off the launch pad. Seriously, this opportunity is flying right now. 1 million users is the big goal. And you want to have a large percentage of that in your organization. So lead by example, you guys. Lead by example. Get out there and make things happen.
And one of the things that's important, and again, we're leading into the topic of prospecting. We want to give you the platform, the mindset that you need to have. And this is really, really, really important. We can teach you all the ABCs, but if the mindset is not there, it doesn't matter what we teach you, it won't make the slightest difference for you. So we want to make sure that you have the right context. And the fact is, I think you've heard this before. Many of you must have, especially if you've been in the industry for a while, is success, love, speed. And people get attracted and motivated when there is some activity going on. That's why we're often where there's an accident and you're driving and everybody stopped to see what's going on. People are curious. What's happening over there? I mean, that comes from a negative point of view, but my point is people always line up to see, oh, what's going on here? What's happening? It's human nature. So what you want to create that attraction. And the fact here is it's important. If you want to have success, it starts with you. Then Tammy talked about, are you still on the launch? Have you actually taken off yet? Are you talking to people? Are you just waiting to learn all the skills first? Don't worry about learning all the skills because you will get the best learning by doing, right? There's an expression where you can do, you can teach. The fact here is if you start doing, in the process of doing, you will learn. That's why often, and this comes from Joel, by the way, years and years and years ago, where if you attend alone, you learn, but if you attend with your guests and your team, then you earn what you learn. And that's an understatement. So right now, if I was you and you have some team members that are not here, make sure that you take the link, add your ID number, and pass it on to your team so they can be part and be close to the fire. Because success, love, speed. You want to have success, starts with you. Start doing the activities. Start doing a small event. The event that we just did here in Toronto, it had created an incredible amount of social credibility. People were inspired and motivated. And that is driving new business, new motivation. Really, really, really important. Keep in mind, success, love, speed.
Absolutely. So you want to make sure that you're constantly connecting to people. This is what we do, network marketing. We build networks and we market service. We market our Got Backup system. And we do this day in and day out. And the most important thing is to understand that you're getting 200% commission when you sign somebody up in your business within the first 30 days. If they make that decision to do their payment, you're getting 200%. It's huge, absolutely huge. So I know that, Chris, when we first started, we were just bringing people in left and right because we needed to get into momentum, right? And you go through phases of momentum, by the way. So when you first start, run, always run. Get as many people as you can into your business within your first 30 days. And you'll see that if you duplicate that and you get other people to do the same thing, then you're gonna go into momentum. So don't wait around and pitter and patter, I don't know this yet. I don't know that. Just run and you'll see exactly what we're saying. You're going to see for yourself that you're going to start creating a lot of excitement within your organization. You're going to get excited. Your posture is going to be different because you got new momentum. Money's coming in. And these are great stories for people to hear. We all have a story in our business. The best stories is how much money you made in the first 30 days. That's what creates a lot of excitement for people. People want to do business with people who are moving. That's it. You hear about teams that are just flying. Well, don't wish you were on somebody else's team. Create that excitement and prospect and invite and follow up and build relationships with your people and get them to do the same thing. And you're going to have that momentum within your organization. You'll see it's going to be powerful. And of course, you've got the direct referrals. Everybody you bring into this business, whatever they do, you're going to get a matching. So guess what? You want to help and support and guide your new people in doing this. So what do you want them to do? Get off the launch pad. You want them to go into momentum. So you're going to teach and duplicate. And when you do that, my goodness, you're going to know exactly why Chris and I are so pumped right now. People are in momentum within our organization now. And that's because we got off the launch pad at the very beginning.
I totally agree. And folks, one thing that's important, and I really want to underline something Tammy just said. Don't wish that you were in someone else's team. Make the team. Take the activities. Like I said, generate your success. Take action. Because you can't have one team succeeding to have a company succeeding. You got to have thousands and thousands and thousands upon thousands of teams succeeding. That's what gets the company into momentum. When the company is in $1 billion in sales, I think you have an idea considering how generous Got Backup is with a compensation plan. And there's a lot of great things that are coming our way. So we're very, very fortunate to have a team like the executive team that Got Backup has, because they're very flexible and they're very attentive to what is going on out there. And one thing, and just not to underline, but just to repeat something very important, your very first month, 200%, 200%. Run with it. Don't sit on it. Run with it. And if you do it, your team, your leadership will do it too. And you also get 25% from your personals, which you know will feed the binary. And your binary is your retirement plan as the company grows, as your team grows. That's really important. Keep that in mind. Okay, so who is your ideal prospect? Now let's get into the nitty-gritty details. Who is your ideal prospect?
Yeah, we hear people train all the time online, and you hear all these things, target market, niche market. And I personally, I'll be honest with you. I personally talk to people. I just go out there and talk to people, because you never know who could be that diamond in the rough. You never know. But is there, a target market for our profession? Well, think about who you know. And I think that a good target market for our Got Backup would be people who are, comfortable with technology. But hey, I wasn't comfortable, and we're running with it. So think about who you want to bring into this business. And, your hot market are people who are really close to you, and they generally, they know you really well, by the way. So if you're a doer and an influencer, it's quite easy to get people into the business. But if you're a person that maybe hasn't done anything yet, you might need some leverage from leadership to help create the vision for your new people. But write down your lists, you guys. Some people say, writing lists and stuff like that. Write your lists. Write a list of people. Start calling people. Start building relationships. Start reconnecting with people. Hot market, warm market, people get comfortable in the cold market, and always ask for referral, especially when people are not interested or they just want to be a customer, right? Ask for referrals, because that has been liquid gold for me over the years in our profession. And people don't think to ask for referrals, especially they think if that person might not be interested, the timing's not working for them, they might be uncomfortable to ask somebody else. I'm not. I'm going to say, who do you know that could really need, could use some money right now? Who do you know that could really leverage off the service? Because there's a lot of families out there that are paying some good money. They still got their teenage kids at home, and they're all taking pictures and videos and stuff like that. Their families need this, right? So ask, and you shall receive. So referral market is such a big one, but talk to people, you guys. Talk to people. You never know where people are at.
I totally agree. And one thing, Lando, I like your comment here. And the thing is, we are part of your team, because you're here Saturday morning, part of this training. This is the reason why we are 100% agreed when Joel said, hey, would you guys be open to, to open your trainings to the entire team? Absolutely. We want you to do well. Again, I repeat, if the company does well, everyone does well. This is a brilliant compensation plan. When you really get to understand this, it's the kind of environment of where we all do better when everybody does better. It's absolutely brilliant. So in line to Tammy's ideas, okay, who's in your list? Well, and I know earlier, I think, Bruce, you were mentioning that your internet is your list, right? Well, that's the point, right? Social media. And folks, listen, I know that I started my career in the 80s building the network marketing. It was with cassettes and I remember rotary dial phones. Some of you may not even know what that means. It's kind of the phone where you put your finger on the hole and you rotate it, and you do that until the number is dialed. This is when I started making my phone calls, right? So we needed to adapt. So why am I bringing this up is we didn't start utilizing Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, like our children, are born with a cell phone on their hip. And we needed to adapt. And the fact here, folks, that there's so much knowledge out there. Some knowledge is free, and some knowledge you have to pay for. It really depends on how much depth you want and how much you want to invest into all of this. And some people that you may relate to more than other. The point here is learn how to utilize these new form of communication. Some people say, I don't do Facebook. Well, why? Well, Facebook uses my information. And okay, you can also reverse the psychology and says, well, you can also use Facebook in your advantage, right? You can create groups. You can create a community within your groups, and Instagram. And there's different aspect of these different social media that would bring you more benefits, understanding what's the real use, how the algorithm works, and all of this stuff. There's so much information. We can't talk about this today. Each social media platform here could take an entire hour to talk about. The point is, is to make you aware that these tools are there and they are free to use. They are free to use. And the more you learn about them, just go to YouTube. One of the things that I do often when I need to say, well, how do I do a Facebook ad campaign? I don't wait for someone to show me how. I'm just going to go to YouTube. This is when I first started doing this. It says, how do I do an ad campaign? How do I do an ad campaign that will direct the message to my Facebook Messenger? And then you're going to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. And how do you sort them through? Well, look at the dates of these videos. You don't want anything that's more than 6 months to a year, because you know that these things change every 3 months. So I try to see what's available within the month and how many views do they have. If they have 1.5 million views, you can tell that there's a lot of use to this particular video. And a lot of people have used those videos, and they turn around. They don't get paid for you to watch. No, let me rephrase that. They get paid for you to watch the videos, but you don't pay them directly, but you still get all the knowledge. So you're going to have some of the most amazing trainers doing things for free from your perspective. But for example, YouTube will pay them every time someone clicks and watch the videos after X amount of minutes or seconds. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we live in an environment where people can do some very rich content on these Facebook, like for example, on YouTube channel. And just as we're presenting this here, and then, they get paid based on their views. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you can have some very high quality trainings for free. You understand my meaning? So how do I? And then pose the question: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you will find that you have a much more professional audience, where Facebook, it's like a jungle. You're going to get everybody from, you get everything and everyone, right? But LinkedIn, you can get a bit more of a serious audience. So your ads and your campaigns may have to be driven a little bit differently. And again, a lot of these videos we'll share with you. On TikTok, you can go in all directions. So my point here is these social media are here to complement. It's not going to build it for you, but it's going to complement. And I was speaking to Joel, as a matter of fact, yesterday, as we were learning about email campaigns and everything else, and people are a creature of habits. Think of a scenario where you watch a series every single week at a certain channel, or you're a Netflix, wherever you happen to be watching that. And every time there's a new segment that's being aired, you're looking for it and you're waiting for it, and then you show up at that time. Well, this is exactly what happens. So if you start posting things on a regular basis on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, then eventually you're going to have an audience that may be in line with what you talk about, what you're saying, and you may connect with some of those people, and you look forward to the next time you do something. But you got to make sure that you're consistent and congruent in delivering that message at that same time. And again, I'm just giving you some quick crash course here, but that's the thing. We're not really changing what people do. We're kind of working within the people's habits. So again, that's where these social media could be very powerful if you are consistently posting at a certain time and within a certain context. If one day you talk about network marketing, and the other day you're talking about, skincare product, another day you're talking about, something you like on TV, or you want to have some consistency in what you're talking about, unless that's your channel. You talk about everything and everything. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just going to give you a few pointers here on how we go about doing certain things that attracts people to us based on a repetitive sequence of, let's say, content that we provide on a regular basis. And that's where social media can really, 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 really work for you. Back to you, Tammy.
Okay, so let's talk about some conversation starters, because I think, a lot of people, when you're out in the cold market, it's what do I say? We were like that. It's uncomfortable to open a conversation. So one of the things that we've been really good at is complimenting people. Find something about that person that you like. Whether it's the way they're dressed, their shoes, their purse, their hair, the hair color, their eyes, whatever it is that you like. Be genuine when you're connecting with people. And that's obviously belly to belly, but I brought in a great leader through Facebook. I complimented her family picture. Next thing you know, we're on Zoom. Next thing you know, she's in the business. So compliment people. People love compliments. They don't get it enough. So think about that every time you go out. Look at people, smile at them, look at them, look in their eyes and connect with them. Okay, so that's number one. And ask open-ended questions, in connecting with them, because you want to start conversation. So for example, I was on the elevator, maybe, you know what, Chris, just before we went to the Philippines, I had to run to the car and grab something because we were packing, ready to go. I hopped on the elevator early in the morning. I'm never on the elevator early in the morning. I work from home. So I catch this guy dressed in a sharp suit, and I said, "Are you off to work?" And he says, "Yeah." I said, So do you like it? And he said, "You know what? Some days yes, some days no." And because Chris and I have always built business in Africa, I knew he was from Nigeria, but I asked him anyways. I recognized his accent, and I said, "We do business in Nigeria." Had a good short conversation. We were both going to the same floor, thank goodness, because we both got off, and I walked over to my car. He went to his car, and he actually stopped his car right in front of ours. And he says, because I told him I work from home on the elevator, and he says, "I want to know what you're doing." Interesting, eh? It started out with a short conversation, and he was curious. I have a good posture, and I'm friendly with people. So that's really, really important too. So we had a great conversation. He showed up at the event on Thursday night, and he's coming here. He actually lives here. So he's coming to meet with Joel later this afternoon. So that's an example, okay, of connecting with somebody, because you don't have a lot of time often when you're connecting with strangers. Listen more than you speak. You gotta listen to find out where they're coming from. Share relatable stories. I had a relatable story with Tolu, because I've been to Nigeria many times. He comes from Nigeria. Be genuinely interested in people. People know when you're genuinely interested. If you're in conversation and you're kind of looking at your phone all the time, you're not interested in them. So that's got to go away when you're having a conversation. Put it in your pocket, put it whatever. You just got to be focused on that person and help them see a better future. Okay, we just happen to have a really nice car, a Tesla. so that was an advantage at our part. We work from home, travel the world, in control of our own lives. And of course, I go to the car, and that was probably part of the selling feature, but that connection was really, really well. So practice, you guys. You got to practice these conversation starters, whether it's social media. People want to know you. You want to know them. Okay. So really work on that.
I totally agree. And, I there was a comment there. Where is it now?
And it's true, Dorothy. Be a nice person in
No, no,
any environment.
it was the banana. Do you have a banana in your pants? Or just happy to see me? Here we go. So I mean, choose your comments. I was there because I mean that will get some attention, but just again, be mindful of what kind of attention you're looking for. But that will certainly attract some attention. The fact here, folks, and that's the thing is you want to get people's attention, and that's what's really really important, right? If people like you, they will listen to you. That's an understatement, right? If they trust you, they will do business with you.
Yeah.
So it's in line with some of the things that Joel was saying this morning. We're really fully taking advantage of Joel here, and I hope we're not going to burn him out because he's constantly working with us. But the point here is the email campaigns. It's all about this. And folks, I really encourage for you to get into these co-ops, but you need to understand that it's a powerful tool. Just to give you a perspective, I do ad campaigns, and it's going to cost me $2 to $3 just to get someone that says, "Oh, I clicked your ad by mistake," and I get a lot of those. Where with Got Backup, it's something like $2, and I get $400. You get 40 leads. I mean, that is hot. But now you need to know how to deal with these leads, right? Don't just expect they're gonna materialize. They're perfect strangers. They don't know you from Adam. They don't know you. So there's emails that are being sent automatically, but in the process is you want to send some personal things. When I say it's personal things that you want to share with the public. For example, Tammy and I have been doing little segments, little clips on, let us show you how we got introduced to Got Backup. Or the very first email we did is we did a little video to welcome them. We want to welcome you to this wonderful world of Got Backup. It's a wonderful ecosystem. And it's a little video we did. It's about, I don't know, 2 minutes or so, just to welcome them. And then we added this little picture. I put a little circle with an arrow on it so people know it's a video you can click on. And there's some just wonderful tools that are coming that you're going to take advantage of, where you can upload your videos and put the link right there that's going to be connected to that particular image. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, you're perfectly in the right space. Don't worry, we're going to teach you all this stuff. My point is the tools are here, but once you get these leads, you want to get them to trust you. And how they're going to trust you is by constantly communicating with them over time, where they say, you know what? I've been getting emails from this person for the past 2-3 months. And you keep sending those emails, and eventually, over time, they end up into a different list of people that are warm. And at that point, whatever you say, whatever you talk about, whatever you share, they're willing to listen. They're willing to buy. So at first, they may like what you do, and then they may trust you because you're consistent, you're congruent on the message you're constantly delivering. So we're giving you some really important knowledge here that we acquired just this past couple of days talking to Joel. This is a powerful tool you guys have, and you need to understand how powerful these tools are. They can really serve you well if you know how to utilize them. So this statement is very important. People like you, and you will start getting their attention, and then they'll start doing business with you, and they trust you. And that process comes over time.
All right. So what do you send your prospects? So if you're brand new, then we have a boards app. Maybe Chris, you can put the boards link in there. And some of you have team leaders that have their boards, but if you don't, this is a great platform to learn the basic steps. And this is in there, just so you know, on the boards. And Chris, we should do another boards training because we've got a lot of new stuff in there. And for people to learn the steps. The moment somebody gets started, this is what you send them. This is what you send them. This is what you send them. And then you have communication back and forth. Make sure that they've done this step. Make sure they've done that step. And so in your prospecting, once somebody's interested and curious, which the gentleman in the elevator was, got his information. And the first thing I did was I sent him my link. And then I sent make sure that you put your username .gotbackuptour.com. And I always send the amount of countries that we're in. And it was interesting because the last time I sent it to him, I think that we were at 114 or something. And then I recently sent it when we came back from the Philippines in, 122, right? So he's seeing the growth. And of course, the event itself solidified everything by meeting Joel and he said, wow, he said, what a great turnout. He was really impressed with the packed house. So, so that's what you need to be doing, sending information. And then part of the prospecting process is the invite to look at information. Then it's the follow up with a third party leader, somebody who has more experience than you that can help that person see the bigger vision of the company to help you get your brand new person signed up. So so make sure you have this handy. So it's an easy copy paste. The boards is perfect for that.
Totally agree. And so the boards here is really designed again to point you to some of the tools that we make available. So use that wisely. There's nothing that is really team specific here. It's really general information to help the team. And there's a lot of our recorded calls are there and everything else. And our presentation is there. Everything is there. So again, just take advantage of whatever it is that you feel could be useful to help you build your business. That's what's important here. So again, sending your prospects, again, remember, and Joel has been repeating this often, is make sure that you don't just talk about business. Oh, you talk about this business, because people, they're not going to connect with you. All they want, oh, you just want me to you just want to make money out of me by signing me up, and you don't really care if so it's important to make a connection. So that's why being personal will certainly help you. And what do you send to your prospects? Well, again, these are different things, right? Often I use Zoom to, like, I have, for example, a calendar that people can book appointments with me. And when they book an appointment with me, it will actually create a Zoom link for them and for me at a time that they selected, and it populates my own Google Calendar. Now, folks, that's a little technical. This is something that I do. But again, you go to YouTube, how do I create a Zoom, let's say, booking appointment calendar, something like that. And then start kind of tailoring a little bit of your messages to the how-to until you get the right kind of videos that are in line what you're looking for. And just start watching, because, Google Calendar, you can do a lot of stuff for free. And WhatsApp, it's a wonderful environment to create a little community within your prospect, or maybe your existing new associates. Because as this has been, again, we're talking a little bit further in other trainings, but again, there's so many things that you can use these tools for. Facebook Messenger is what I use all the time. Whenever I have some challenges with, for example, some of my top leadership, where they're having an issue with, I don't know, maybe the payment program, or they're having an issue with maybe something that are having a hard time resolving, I will connect parties into this Facebook Messenger group, which you can also do with WhatsApp and also Telegram. Now, why do I use Telegram over WhatsApp? Well, Telegram, I can have up to 200,000 members, where I know I'm never going to have that many. I don't need that many. My point is there's no limit. Where WhatsApp, there's a limit of 1,000, right? And I think Facebook Messenger is 250. I may be wrong here. The point here is I know that Telegram has a lot of embedded features that I like that you can utilize. So again, this is something that Tammy and I have. We have a little Telegram group for the entire organization, and we also have some some WhatsApp groups for specific markets. For example, there's a North American market, there's the African market, there's also the African leadership, there's the North American leadership, there's in-homes that we do within the North American, which are within our area code, and you know what I mean? So there's different things that you can use, and you can send your prospect to. So again, I'm giving you some general information here, but if we talk about the prospecting activities, that could be a group where people that you've been prospecting, you haven't invited them to anything yet. You're kind of feeding them with some basic information. You're trying to build some rapport with them. It could also be your email list. So the fact here is that just find whatever works for you. Tammy and I use all four. We use Zoom all the time when we're ready to present to someone. We use WhatsApp to make sure that our teams are plugged in and informed. We use Facebook Messenger. Some people are very more comfortable using a Facebook platform. And we have a general team that everybody goes into our Telegram group, so we can communicate stuff that are going on a regular basis from different parts of the world. The Ghana team is very, very active. So there's a lot of correspondence that's being shared there within the Ghana community. And then we have different teams that are getting involved. And a lot of people are also just watching, and at least it keeps them informed. So again, it's just different kind of environment that you can send your prospect to. But again, be wise and kind of feel the temperature and send the proper information to the person based on where they're at in their evaluation, and not hose them with a fire hose of information that will just overwhelm them, and they'll just never want to talk to you again because you overwhelm them too much with too much data. Just a little bites of information. And then
so if I can add to that, Chris, just quickly, the step 2 is make sure that you work on what they're comfortable with, right? So if they prefer to communicate through WhatsApp, then you communicate through WhatsApp. If they prefer to communicate through Facebook Messenger, you communicate through that platform. So make sure that you ask them what's the best platform for us to have that next conversation, to follow up. Basically, this is a follow-up process. Step number 2, after they have a look at the link. Okay, so these are options. Make sure that you're familiar with these options and make it up to them, because you want, at the end of the day, it's all about your prospect, right? It's all about their needs and their comfort level, and go from there.
Absolutely. Now, I know there's some comments is how come we're not using the hot conference? And I mean, there's a lot of great tools that are available. And I know that Joel is being very wise by not overwhelming people with too much stuff that are available there. But by all means, if you have access to these tools, utilize them. One of the things that I love about the hot conference that they have is the fact that it shows all the flags from the countries where they come from as they log in. So it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tool. One of the reasons why Tammy and I use Zoom is because we've been using Zoom for the past 17 years, and our ecosystem, every time something is new, you got to teach them all over again on how to do certain things. And that's the reason why we want to focus right into business and not to learn a different tool. But the fact is, if you're used to using a tool that's working for you, by all means, we're not asking you to change. Use what works for you. That's the message here that we want to relay. So I hope this makes sense.
All right. So step 3 is that invitation to see the bigger picture. Wednesday night is so powerful. Anybody who brings people to that session and follows up with them, you can get them into this business. And $10, seriously. And $20 now for the initial sign up, and $10. Everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. And then, of course, you got Friday morning now, which is with Mark. So I know we got to change our slide, Chris, but you got the Friday morning, you got the Wednesday night cutoff, and the Friday morning. Plus, there's other presentations that are done during the day for people at different time zones, so that you could leverage that as well through the teams. And I know a lot of people are doing a lot of meetings right now within the organizations with different languages. So it's a lot of fun. So leverage. We're always saying that. Leverage what's available for you to build your business.
Totally agree. So folks, gear people, like Wednesday night is such an important webinar. So important. That's the close of the week. Thursday morning, that's when you start positioning all your people within your organization. And if you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, folks, there's a lot of trainings, and your upline leadership should certainly give you, get you up to date with all of this. And if you don't place them, the company will place them on your behalf. And the point here is Wednesday night is an important training. We should have thousands and thousands of people showing up Wednesday evening. That should be increasing. This is absolutely critical. Take advantage of that, because that's when Joel comes in live and talks about all of the details around the servers and everything else. So you want to filter people through that. But in between that, many of you, some of us have presentations every single day of the week. I know Noel does one in French, I believe is on Sunday. And I believe there's also in English in Ghana. Dr. KOA does one also. And I do one also on Tuesday. So there's a lot out there. So plug in with your team leaders and stay close to the fire, folks. Don't wait once a week to send people to, but everybody should follow whatever webinars that you've attended. You want to finish with the Wednesday webinar. That's when you close the page and you start a new page on Thursday morning. So take advantage of that, right?
And even show up if you don't have any guests. You got to learn. There's always new things, always exciting things. And often when you're on these sessions and you didn't invite any guests, you're sitting back going, oh my gosh, I wish I had this person listen to this, because you'll realize that you'll want to get as many people on these sessions as possible. Now, leverage the tools. We always say that. Leverage the tools. Let the tools do the work for you.
Absolutely.
All right. So,
and Tammy, you could probably talk about this slide here, but just before, there's a comment from Terry here. What about Discord? Discord is a phenomenal tool. Discord is a community where there's your team could be there. You can share teams, you can share tools, you can share all sort of stuff. Requires, again, a bit more. Again, there's so many tools that are available out there, and Discord is another one. So again, if your ecosystem is around Discord and your team's around that, just build culture around that tool. That's what Tammy and I are saying. So if we give you an example of what we use, it doesn't mean that's what you should do. It's just an example of what we've been using, but we're aware that there's so many other things out there. And our goal is not to tell you exactly to dictate you how to do your business. We want to give you some guidelines on what is important to do to create culture within your organization. So back to you, Tammy. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we're always telling people, just be the delivery person. You want to deliver the links. Let the links do the work for you. Let the live opportunity presentations do the work for you. That's why we got this newspaper. Don't be the message. You want to be the messenger and create excitement for people to come and look. And then once they look, they're going to see it with their own eyes on why they want to be part of this. So we've been always building this business. Be the messenger.
Absolutely. So as we kind of end this presentation, folks, this is just, again, a reminder of some of the things that you should be mindful of, right? God Backup is the only company in the world that will actually provide you I know some of you are thinking, well, there's others that are offering this and that. Just bear with me, right? 6 terabytes, 6 family members, right? All the other ones are using 2 generally. We just find out right now that Apple Cloud, to get 6 terabytes, are charging something like $30 a month. I understand that Microsoft is offering a service, but do they pay you? No, they don't. That's what's important. Imagine Dropbox 700 million. What's going to happen when God Backup has even 1 million, folks, which is our target for 2024? That's what I'm aiming for. 1 million users. How is that going to, folks? We're talking monthly 5-figure incomes, and eventually you'll have 6. This could grow really, really big. So again, how do you frame the message, right? And again, it just, again, some of the benefits over here. Do you understand what's happening with some of the trends? How people uses their devices? I mean, I get anxiety if I don't have my cell phone with me. I know that sounds bad, but it's because it's my wallet. It's my calendar. Everything is there. Now, it just happens that I have a car with a wonderful map, but when I'm in Florida, we're using another car. We don't have our Tesla, so I use my phone all the time. And it's always up to date, because obviously Google Map is always up to date. So sometime with the Tesla, I got to sit down for a few hours and download the software, especially when it comes to the map. I'm telling you, it could be a real pain in the butt, and say, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm going to use my cell phone. Right? So again, massive growth. Folks, the potential is big. The commodity of cloud business is big. I often use the coffee grains. Individually, it's worth nothing, but it's the number two commodity after oil, which has caused so much drama in our communities as humans. Second to that is coffee. It's grains. It's because it's so commonly used. That's what the cloud is getting into. And folks, with the AIs and everything, cloud is going to be so important and so critical in every aspect of our lives. I'm telling you, I wish I could have a stamp here to predict the future, but I'm telling you that these devices won't need any memories anymore. It's all going to be sitting on the cloud, and it's just going to connect with a super fast internet as we keep using. Or so you'll see, watch me. It'll be like a piece of glass, very minimal technology that's needed because everything is on the cloud. It's coming. My point here is use this technology, use this information as selling points to really sell the opportunity as you are inviting people, as you're prospecting, ready to invite people. This is why we want to invite you to this presentation on Wednesday. This is all the benefits. So back to you, Temi, as we end.
Yeah, we're always saying that people buy you first. So you want to make sure that you represent yourself well, that you genuinely care about their interests and helping them and guiding them. And we always say people want to do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. And when that connection is there and they know that you genuinely care and you really want to help them, they will join your business. And again, when you're new, don't try and do this alone. Bring them into the community, introduce them to your leaders, and let them help you share the big vision with your prospects. So once they're in, you plug them into all of the system, everything. So yeah, people buy you first.
Absolutely, folks. And I like the comment, Kim, is GBU has done all the heavy lifting. I have never been a part of a network marketing company in my entire career where the company does so much of the heavy lifting for you. Folks, I'm telling you, you are so fortunate to be part of this venture for $10 a month. I'm laughing because it's very special, and you need to understand how special that is. So we really want to thank you for attending this training, and we want to pass this over to Joel. Joel, thank you again so much for spending all this incredible quality time with us. We're really, really grateful, and we look forward to see you back here. And thank you so much for bringing this opportunity to the world so we can really impact our lives. Back to you, man. Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute, Joel.
Yeah, Joel, you're on mute. I'm going to try to unmute you.
Nope.
See, you could be a tech retard and still make money online, guys. Yeah, I was muted. Sorry about that. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, anyway, guys, amazing training, guys. And you see what I'm saying? They're just very helpful with all their knowledge without expectation. And that's the key, right? Building that relationship. So true story. Well, I know it's a true story, but this individual from Nigeria, she told me that she just met him met him in the elevator, talked to him a little bit, but didn't push it down his throat, right? Developed a little bit of rapport, gave him a compliment of how good he looked in his suit. And then when she saw, kind of like just passively taking away, that's when he showed the interest, right? A lot of you, I see you talk to people and then you're trying to push it down into their skull and way too quickly. It's about building that rapport. So I'll give you another concrete example, right? You guys all know my immediate family, or those who don't know, my immediate family really doesn't have a clue of what I do, and that's okay. And guess what? Just a few days ago, my sister said, Joel, I see you got backup banners all over the place. And could we maybe talk when you get back home from Toronto? And why? Because I mentioned it a little here, a little there, and everybody has the right time and the right place to be able to do this. So that's the key, guys. The information that you learned here, shift your mind to now you're the leader. You're the one with the information that you've gotten here and so many other trainings to be able to take things to the next level and help your team. I'm telling you guys, the minute you can become helpful, everybody becomes magnetically attracted to you. And you really don't have to do a whole lot of prospecting anymore. Yes, you're always talking to people, but don't do it from an act of desperation, right? So you've got your first prospect and you're kind of pushing it down his throat. It's about talking to a lot of people, and those who are interested will come back to you. We had another amazing gentleman by the name of Shannon here yesterday with his beautiful wife, and it was a very passive sell to them as well, to the point where they got so engaged, they're actually doing some of our videos for us and got back up. So it's about the right time at the right place, at the right moment for everybody, and just sharing information. So this gentleman, Toulouse, said, well, I'm really interested in what you do. That was the key moment for Tammy to say, well, great, give me your name, give me your email, your cell phone, and I'll send you all the information that you need. So anyway, guys, one more round of applause, please. You know how to do an electronic applause in the text chat. Just a bunch of A's, like so. If you look on the side, to Tammy and Christian, thank you guys for setting us such an amazing event in Toronto. Folks, I've never felt so blessed in my life, and I've been doing this for 25 years. The quality of the people that follow these two individuals and trust these two individuals is unbelievable. I was on cloud nine the whole time. And, you know, for me, it didn't matter if it was 2 people that showed up or we had over 60 people show up. It was the quality of the people, and everybody was so excited. Like the energy in the room was just absolutely amazing, to the point where I probably didn't fall asleep until 3 o'clock in the morning that night. And those are the types of things that we're going to duplicate all over the United States to build that core. So Tammy, Chris, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're getting tons of electronic applause. Everybody loves you here. Thank you for being so helpful. Thank you for agreeing to doing your training for our whole team, because I think it's necessary for everybody. And guys, we got another packed day today. It's meeting after meeting after meeting, because they don't just talk to one people, they talk to a lot of people. They probably talk to 30 people a day, but just very passively. They're not pushing it down their throats. And that's what's really nice, guys, is when you prospect properly and you listen to them and let them come back to you after you've shared a little bit of information, that makes all the difference in the world. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Love you both very much. And I'm excited for another great day. They got me booked all over the place. It's going to be a really good time. Over to you guys.
Well, thank you so much, Joel. It's a real honor to have the platform and to give us, and you're so generous with your compliment. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. I'm reading the comments and I can see the audience absolutely love you too. So thank you so much, folks. It's a great community and we're happy to be part of it. And we want to help you grow and go all the way to the top. Back to you, Tammy.
I'm just excited to see this company go to $1 billion in sales. It's going to be huge. I know we can do it. We can do it together. We're in this together, and we're all one. So don't think that this team is better than this team. Let's just got back up together and stick together and support each other, and we will all get there. Absolutely. So super excited.
Thank you, guys. Awesome. So thank you, everybody. We'll end the call here. Have an awesome, amazing, wonderful day. We'll see you on Monday night for Linda's training on the actual software. Thanks, guys, for your time this morning, and have yourself an amazing weekend. Bye for now.